It's better people. Everybody thinks students of the game. I think if you learn how to become the best person and teammate you can possibly be, the players are going to learn and be amazed at how much better of a player they become. I think that's the #1 part of development that gets lost. Developing as a person and teammate. We're going to teach them how to be pros every day. Part of being a pro is showing up to work, holding yourself accountable, and putting the team first. That's what's going to take to play for the Norsemen, and once we have those habits and that mindset ingrained in our players, we'll have success, and our players individually will have a lot of success as well.
It's probably been rhetoric for you guys, but I think that's why we all sort of get in the industry. It gives us purpose. We had, a majority of us had all been there once ourselves and had somebody, special teach us, develop us, and move us on to that childhood dream. And so for me personally, to help an individual or an adolescent, 17 to 20-year-old, realize that Division I dream is something that gets me up every morning. And I can only assume it's the same for a lot of the other coaches around the league.
You have two things as a coach. You want to win, but there's nothing better than getting a phone call from a school that says they're going to offer a player, a spot to play, Division I college hockey. You look at how hard it is to get to that level, and for me and our staff, I mean that's what we, really are all about. I think it's the best part that I get to do is give them, the tools to get to that level. And to have that phone call come through, I don't think there's a better feeling for a coach, that works with their players all year long, to have that happen. And those kids, really, when you look at it, their dreams come true.
Means a lot. That's something I know our league points to. The ownerships of each team takes pride in the players that are playing, not just in our league, but in college and pro. And it's fun to see. For example, we've been here 6 years, and now you're starting to see players that have played here in Maryland signing NHL contracts. So it happens quick. So the turnaround time of a kid's development and pathway to college and pro is pretty quick, especially the right type of player. It can happen within a 4-year window. So those are things that we can point to as a program and as a league and go, hey, like this is the league of opportunity for you to develop on and off the ice, get your schooling in, have hockey pay for your school, but also open the door for potential pro hockey after you're done. And that's one thing that our league can point to every year.
Yeah, so our player development period goes mind, body, skills, tactics, systems, games. So that's how we kind of plan every single day. And we start with the mind. That's the foundation of every player. And then from there we go on to the body, their skills, and we work on tactics, and that kind of leads to the team play from there. So we have a very a great system in terms of developing players and kind of a telescope on where we want to end up with each guy. So that's the way we do it in Johnstown.
Well, I think at the junior level, that's what it's all about. I think junior hockey is about the player, and you have to make sure that you put their development first and foremost. And I think when you have a group of 25 players and you're working with each one of them to get better and to kind of instill the details and habits and what it takes to have success in their life, and that group of guys come together in the locker room, I think that kind of galvanizes that compete and that understanding that we're in it together and we have to push one another to get better. And I think over the course of this season, if that's a mentality that the whole group has, guys are going to get better and they're going to ultimately achieve their dreams.
It's a multiple view for a college scout to see a player, and a lot of times those colleges will give us feedback, and it's not always their play. Sometimes it's body language, sometimes it's their mannerisms with their teammates, the officials, maybe even the opponents sometimes. The colleges give us a baseline, and I feel like with the long schedule we do have 59 games this year and then an additional playoff, a month of playoffs. The league has kind of set us up for the opportunity to work with players 7 days a week. And it's a 36-week season. So if you can't figure it out in the first 5, 6, 8 weeks, we really see that maturity process really come about around the week 15, 16 when you get into the holiday break. I think the way the league structures our schedule helps us with those colleges, and it also helps the colleges build relationships with the coaches. A lot of times colleges aren't just looking for one player on our team; they're looking for multiple. Sometimes they only take one, but with having games every weekend, they can come. If they miss you one weekend, they'll see you the next weekend. So it's 8 months of just steady viewership for those colleges, and we appreciate that greatly as coaches.